Hey, kia ora, Helen, Brahms, taking you live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling start to Magic Monday. I need like a wand. I need a wand. This will do. Pen. We have some magic around there. Sorry. On a crazy mind today. Crazy. So how was your weekend? Did you have a super fantastic sparkling weekend? My weekend was incredible. Loved every minute of it. Had a very blessed weekend, so that was awesome. So how are you going to create magic in your day-to-day to set you up for an amazing, incredible week ahead? So I was thinking about this, and I've been reading different articles about how to kickstart the Mondays and all of that. And there was some that I really liked, and some I was like, yeah, not so much. But you've got to find your own groove when it comes to Mondays. Some people are like, oh my God, it's Monday. Yes. You know those people. For me, it's like, yes, it's Monday. Let's get rocking. So, sorry, did I wake you up? I'm sorry. Not really. It's time to get up. It's time to sparkle, to shine, to get moving. Now, daily routines are important. I have literally almost the same routine every single day of the week. Monday through Friday, I can tell you exactly what my routine is. And on Saturday and Sunday, it's a slightly modified version, but it's still basically the same with a couple of little minor changes. Like I don't have a wake up call to do on a Monday or on a Saturday or a Sunday. But having that morning routine is important to get you started for the day, because what you have in that morning routine helps set the tone of the day. You know, breakfast is in there. My devotion time is in there. Reading a positive self-development book is in there. It's all about feeding what's in here that can help out, set you up for the day ahead. Now, one of the things that I read, so there was these morning routines. You know, what is your morning routine? And do I need to make tweaks and changes? You know, just making those small changes every day and being consistent with those changes can have a long-term effect, a bigger impact. It's like, today I'm going to sow the seed of, and you plant that little seed, and then you nurture it, you water it, you fertilize it, and you watch it grow, and you just keep doing that same routine every day. Watering and fertilizing, allowing it to grow, getting it out in the sunshine. And then what happens is that little seed eventually pops up and becomes something big. It could be like, think of an acorn, you know, that little acorn. Have you seen the size of acorns? How big they are? They're not very big. They're about this big. Yet they turn into these magnificent, incredible oak trees. You know, something so small. Remember, small, taken care of over time, accumulates into something bigger. So look at your morning routines. What can you tweak and change in there that can help give you a spark every single day, not just on a Monday. Well, Mondays are pretty good because of the beginning of a week. The other thing that I found that was interesting, because I've always done my upset. I always upset my planner. I have always set up my planner on Sunday nights for the coming week. I was reading this article about doing it on Friday, and I was like, that makes a little more sense, because on Friday, you're like looking back at your planner over the week. What can I finish up? We talk about finishing up Friday on Fun Fridays, making a game out of getting everything completed and walking away and leaving the desk done. Why not, when you're going through your planner and working out what do I need to finish today in order to end this week and have a fresh start on Monday, why not at that point look ahead and go, okay, next week I have these meetings coming up, and I also need to work on these projects, and this is what I need to do. And you do the planning on Friday before you leave the office. That way, when you leave the office, your weekend is now free. You don't have to worry about work. So start looking at that. Try not to look at emails over the weekend. If it's a work-related email, don't look at it over the weekend. Well, I look at my genealogy email on the weekend, because genealogy is usually when I get to work on it in depth is on the weekends, specifically Saturdays. Sundays, I try to leave for fun and entertainment and rest and relaxation and Serenity Sunday. But on Saturdays, you okay, Zeph? Okay. She was just looking a little strange. Just had a weird look on her face. But you doing okay? Good girl. you want to come and talk about putting sparks in Mondays? If you want to see the cutest picture I got of her this morning, go onto my Facebook page. And she literally has the blanket over the nose of her mouth. And what you can see above is just her eyes and her ears. And I've put there, caption this. So I'm curious to see what captions we get. Anyway, so yes, so Saturdays is my genealogy day. I do some during the weekend, on the weeknights and things. It could be planning for what I'm going to be doing on Saturday, so I make the maximum amount of my research time on Saturdays. So again, it's setting up for that project. So why not do that on Friday? Don't look at emails over the weekend if they're work related. Because how many times do you see an email, and I am guilty of this, how many times do you see an email and it's like, oh, they finally replied, but I'm not doing anything with it till Monday? Well, if I just quickly log in, then I can quickly take care of that. And what happens? You get pulled into the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And the next thing you know, you've spent like 3 or 4 hours on work when you're supposed to be doing something else, or you wanted to do something else. Another thing I like about Mondays, and I try to do this every Monday, is get out of the RV. In the middle of the day, put Zeffie on her leash, and we go for a walk. We also try to do that during the week, as the other days of the week as well. But particularly, for some reason, Mondays just seems to be that day. It's like Sunday is her dog park day. I try to get her to dog parks on other days, but it just we never seem to get the time to do it. But Sunday is our dog park day. Monday, we go for our lunch walk. I'm trying to move it. I'm trying to get my schedule so I can do it on other days as well. Exercise, always a great day. You know, we start our day with part of our morning routine is that we go for our walk. And if I can get my other stuff done early enough, not that I'm going to rush through it because it's important stuff. Based on, you know, am I going to waste time during my morning routine, which shortens down our walk time, or am I going to get in there, get the morning routine done, not waste any time about thinking about going and taking a shower and kind of just like procrastinating about it before I actually go and take my shower. And then we go for our walk, and I try to make our walk upbeat and positive and everything else. And that's when I listen to my action books. Action books sort of like fire me up a little bit. And if we get to an action scene, it's really hard to turn off an audio book in the middle of an action scene. So Zeffie usually ends up with longer walks on those days. So, yes, and I will, if we get back early for our walk, because of timing with the wake up call and everything, then I will listen to the book until the last possible absolute moment. And it's like, oh, I've got to go get on the call. I got to get on the call. And I love those calls. It's my wake up call in the morning. Staying hydrated, and so important. You should be staying hydrated. You know, some experts say that the ideal amount of water that you should be drinking is half of your body weight in water. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you should be drinking 100 ounces of water. I have a goal to get through, these are 18 ounces, to get through 7 of these, which is 128 ounces, about approximately. And that's my thing, to do it every day. And now that I've got the water softener on, before I put the water softener on, it was pretty easy to do because I always felt thirsty. Once I put the water softener on, I've now got less of that hard stuff coming through. It's actually more difficult for me to get to those 7 bottles of water every day, because I'm more hydrated, because the hard water was not hydrating me correctly. And so I've got my little packets of electrolytes. I got a powder that you put into water that I take every morning for my vitamins. And then I have my electrolytes. And since I've put the water softener on, I have not felt the need to take the electrolytes. So that tells you something about making sure that you're drinking the right type of water as well. Some people like the alkaline water for the pH balance and all of that. I'm just glad to have my water softener on, because my skin is not drying out as much. It's not getting itchy. And just overall, I feel better when I drink the water. I'm staying more hydrated than I was before. The next one is smile. Just share a smile with someone. You know, if you're going in to get your early morning cup of coffee, don't just sit there at the drive-through. I mean, the lines I see at drive-throughs are incredible when it comes to coffee shops. Don't be can you get me triple, double, quadruple espresso large with half whip and half cream, and I don't know. You can tell how often I order coffee. 0. But there's all these fancy schmancy things and all of that, and I want half of. Well, I want, what was it, non-fat? I want non-fat soy latte with full whipped cream on top or something. I don't know. But you hear these things, and you hear, people are like, it's almost like they're having to force it out of themselves until they get that first 3 or 4 sips in there. Why not give your barista a smile in the morning? They've given you that nectar that you need to get energized. So give them a smile and say thank you. Hold the door open for someone, and as you hold the door open, say, have a nice day. Just smile. You'll be surprised how, and when you start smiling at people, they start smiling back at you. You'll be surprised at how much of a boost that gives you. One of my favorite things, dance. Just get up and dance. Put some music on. You have your get up and go playlist. That you need to, if you need that pick me up, put your get up and go playlist on and start dancing around. Zeffy looks at me like I'm nuts, and I don't care. It's just another form of movement, another form of exercise that you can do, and you can have fun while you're doing it, and you're playing music that you like, and it's got that good rhythm and dance beat. One of my favorite ones that I love to play, what were the 2 in the car? If these songs happen to come on the radio when we're in the car, when Brad was driving, these 2 songs would come on, I would just reach over and crank the volume up. One of them was Walking on Sunshine, because that one just made me feel good, and I'd wind down the window and just start singing it at the top of my lungs. I didn't care if I was on key, off key, or whatever. I was singing along to that. It just made me feel good and got me car dancing, and it was just one of those really good, I'm walking on sunshine, woo-hoo. Just get up, dance, make up your own words if you want to. But, that's one way that you can get energized. And one of my favorite ones is that when I had to commute to work on trains in the morning, I would either, and this is going to date me, I would have my Walkman, my cassette Walkman, and I would have music on that I would listen to, or I would have an audiobook on that. You used to be able to go to the library and you could loan out audiobooks on cassettes. You had to have space in your handbag for the Walkman, for the cassettes, because if you finish one cassette while you had to calculate the time. How much time have I got left? Is this going to do me for the commute, or do I need to take another cassette, the next cassette with me? And then it, of course, progressed to CDs. But one of the things I loved to do before I really got into the audiobooks was that I just loved to read. I love to read, and I would sit there with my book and read. And then I'll be looking over the person that I was sitting next to. They'd be reading as well, and I go, oh, excuse me. I says, what book are you reading right now? And they'd like to, they're just sort of like, they're sitting there reading. You go, oh, what book are you reading right now? And they'll just like flip it towards you, show you the cover, and I go, oh, is it a good book? What's this author like? Have you read other of their work, or is this the first book that you've read of theirs? Trying to strike up a conversation, because I love to read. So why not share the commonality of reading? And if they turn and say, oh, I really like the action thriller books, I go, oh, have you read this book? And it might be the one that I'm reading at the time. And they're like, no, I haven't heard of that author. And we'll strike up a conversation about books and things that we like and that sort of stuff. And it's just a great way to strike up. Now, some people are not going to talk to you, and that's okay. Other people, they just want to sit and yak with you the entire trip. And if you're in the mood for that, that's okay. The ways I would get around that is, if I didn't want to talk to anybody, put the earbuds in, put the music on, and sit there and read. And that was sort of like, that was my sign. So, but if I noticed that they didn't have any AirPods in, any earbuds in, or headphones on, or anything like that, I would actually ask them, excuse me, so I'm almost finished on this book. I'm looking for the next read. What are you reading right now, and is it good? Strike up a conversation. Send them a smile. Say good morning when you sit down and give them a smile. Or if they come and sit down next to you, say good morning and give them a smile. You don't have to strike a conversation. That's all you may need to do. So take some. So these are some of the ideas. What are some of the other ideas that you have that you like to do to spice up your Monday, to make it more of a magic day for you? Oops, hang on, I need my wand. Make it more of a magic day for you. Remember singing into hairbrushes? Some kids are not going to get that one. Some people are not going to get the hairbrush thing. Hairbrushes as the microphones, the round hairbrushes as the microphones. I used to select my round brush based on what size microphone. Did I want a really big microphone, or did I want just a small one? Based on this, on how round the brush was. Did I want the one with the extra long bristles, or just the ones with the shorter bristles that were still round? Yes, that was yes, those are one of those teenage phase things. But look at different ways that you can put a spark into your Monday to spread the magic throughout the week to help you get off to that right start for the week. Now, your Monday may not actually be on a Monday. It could be on a Sunday or a Saturday or a Tuesday. Whatever day is your Monday, that first day of the week where you're going, oh my God, I gotta go to work today. I just had 2 days off, now I gotta go to work. What is that day that's going to turn that around for you? What is it that you do that turns around that I don't want to go to work today? I'm going to work today. Yahoo! For me, it's like I get to work in my business today. I get to help people today. I'm like, yes. Go out, have a super fantastic sparkling day. Let us know some of your suggestions in the comments below, because some people, my suggestions may not even ring with you guys. You might be like, she is just talking through a hole in her head. And others of you might be like, oh, there's some good ideas there. But then you might have different ideas, and other people come along and go, oh, I like that idea. Oh, what about this one? So let's start exchanging some ideas for Monday morning, for the Monday morning blues to turn it into a magical Monday. Go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling, magical Monday, and we'll catch you guys back here this evening, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Yes, I've had to change that. Because if I say Mountain Standard Time, people are going to think Mountain Daylight Time. Phoenix, Arizona does not participate in daylight saving, so we are now Pacific time for the next 8 months. I really don't. But anyway, go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling Monday, and we'll catch you guys back here at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Hey, konara.